Hey Yoon-Fam, what's up? It is hi, Mark Yoon. And today I bring another hopefully exciting video. So we're doing a live stream today, right now. And first, anyone that's in the comment section, can you please check my mic for me and let me know if you can hear the music and hear my audio. And then we can go from there. You don't have to say anything, you just get a thumbs up or whatever. Hey Emma, what's up? Can you guys hear me okay? Cool. All right, good. So the first thing that I wanted to start talking about today, and of course, as my usual live streams, you guys can jump in whenever you want, ask me any questions, and we can go from there. I wanted an overall topic of Season 3 DLC, so if we can try and stay on track with that, that would be excellent. Besides that, hey, what's up, Dave? Why no hat death? I don't know. I didn't feel like wearing it today. Why is my forehead too high? My 5 head? That's what happens when you're 37. Thanks, Dave. I appreciate it, buddy. I wanted to address a couple questions that I didn't want to make videos about, and it's not that I didn't want to make videos about them because I didn't like the topics. It's just that I didn't feel like I could get enough out of those videos, if that makes any sense. So I wanted to kind of cover those questions here. Thanks, buddy. So on my Discord, I got a message from Call of Duty Gamers 2. And his question was about, is Lizardman / Aeon a wasted character slot? The first thing that I would like to say about that is no. I guess the argument was in that Reddit post that he was referring to was that there's already lizard race in the game and you can already create lizard men. So why is it any different? I'll get to that in a second, Emil. Is it any different than Aeon himself being in the game? As we all know from Soul Calibur 5 and stuff like that, Aeon is his own character. He's not like just another one of the lizard race. He's very unique and very important to the story even. We know a lot about his character and about his past and stuff like that. So just to answer that question really shortly, I don't think he's a wasted character slot. I can go into further detail about that, but I don't really think it's super necessary. Mainly because, like, everyone that plays the game knows why he's so important and knows the Lizardman race are just there kind of like for fodder besides him. So Amel55000 says, what do you think of Aeon speaking human while in lizard form, like through thoughts? You mean like telepathically? I think that could be a possibility because obviously when he transforms that much, he loses his vocal cords, so he loses his ability to speak. So I don't think that that would be a problem. I think this actually would go back into my next question too. JB Bell and Kokoro says, hi, I want to see Aeon and Yoon Song. Oh, by the way, guys, there are super chats and super stickers are enabled, just to let you know. If you definitely want to see your comment when the chat gets like more full, then just send a super chat and you're fine. Hey, what's up, Alex? There's also the join button if you want to join the Yoon fam. There's a lot of benefits for joining the Yoon fam. I'm just going to go over this really quickly so we can get into the video. So members are already in the chat. You can see them with a symbol next to their name. And I'm going to be actually playing with some of them afterwards, after the stream. And that's some of the benefits that we have for our members. I'll play with directly with you. And whatever game you want. Doesn't have to be Soul Calibur. Okay, so we got a couple questions here. For Rocket, can't decide whether the axe again, a giant mace again, or a war club. Maybe have Cestius Knuckles added. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think there's a lot. Ultimate League says, I still got faith there's a Season 3. You don't need faith. There's definitely going to be a Season 3. The characters have been in the game's code since the end of Season 1, and the code hasn't lied so far. Everything that's happened from the code, people think I'm, like, prophetic when I, like, make these predictions about who's going to come out. I'm just reading the game's code. It's all there, so. Aaron says, I was watching some high-level play, and they say that if you mod the game, you play as him, and he plays very well. Yeah, because there's actually a hidden sword and shield that you can't access fighting style that some of the lizard races actually use in Soul Chronicles and in the story mode, and you actually can't access them, and in Libra. So that could be hints to what he's going to kind of play like. I have seen a lot about that. That'd be pretty cool to see his thoughts and then screech at people when he tries to talk. Yeah, it would be hilarious for one thing. That's definitely true. I wish Pyro was in there. Well, Pyro would be Pyrrha's not even born yet in this timeline because this takes place between Soul Calibur 1 and Soul Calibur 2. So if Pyrrha even ever exists again in this timeline, she wouldn't be for at least like, unless they do a huge time jump, like at least like Soul Calibur 8. But they could change things completely, because my predictions is that like they're going to actually completely change the way that these timelines are going to go, and we're not going to see any repeating factors outside of what we saw from Soul Edge and Soul Calibur 1 in the game already. All the choices are going to be put out. Brian, Spawn can't go in because right now he's being used by MK, by Mortal Kombat. So NetherRealm Studios has exclusive licensing rights for Spawn right now, so he can't be used in 2 different games at once. She can astral fissure in. Yeah, that's if she's alive, Aaron. Like, I don't even know if she's alive at this point. Emil says Li Long, Yoon Song, or Algol to join Rock and Aeon. Yeah, I don't think it's an Aeon, Li Long, because he's not in the game. Hey, what's up, Matt? It's most likely Yoon Song. There's a possibility, a small possibility, albeit, that it's Algol, but I'm still holding fast that it's Yoon Song. Yeah, I try to say your names when I actually know them. So JB Kokoro says, off topic, sorry for not commenting on your videos recently, as I've been following news due to what happened in DC. Yeah, that's fine. We don't really cover politics anyway, so however you want to handle that or deal with that is up to you guys. And we don't really, we'll stick to Soul Calibur here. It makes things a lot cleaner. Do you think Soul Edge gets overlooked? No, I think he's the main character of the story. Like, I mean, that's who's possessing Nightmare and from whom is Ishka born and all that stuff. It's the main focal point. Since Huang's got the assassin thing down, what if Rock's new story gave him the Berserker vibe? Yeah, I've heard it a lot in the comment section in my videos. I think they could go with the Berserker thing. It just depends on how they're going to utilize it. I mean, Rock, as cool as he is not the most exciting character out of the roster, but he is a legacy roster. It's been in Soul Edge and Soul Blade, so I would like to see him get like kind of a little bit of a revitalization the same way that like Hwang Sung-young did. MKSM says, oh, and hey, what's up, buddy? Well, the original timeline is confirmed to exist, but I don't know if they will bring Pyrrha back. Yeah, no, the timeline does exist. Okay, let me explain this really quick, because I know a lot of people get confused when I say that it's like a reboot. The old timeline did exist, okay? But we're currently in a new timeline that takes place during the timeline of Soul Calibur 1 and 2. It wasn't that 5 stopped and then everything ended and then all of a sudden it started with the creation of this Soul Calibur timeline. They're coexisting at the same time. So everything that's existing that happened in Soul Calibur 5 at that time is happening now in this timeline. Algol is outside of space and time, so that's why he can actually interact with everybody else. And the astral fissures do allow people to time travel and time jump. So that's why we see people like Cassandra coming back in her Soul Chronicle to visit herself. But they're coexisting at the same time. It's just that the focus right now is on this timeline because pretty much everything went to shit in the first timeline. So not saying story-wise, I'm saying that like that universe may in fact be over from the events that have happened in that. So this is just another way to write themselves out of a corner as narrators. They can basically make the game go whenever the direction that they want from here. A new male character will be nice. Yeah, Sparta. Well, we had Grow in this one and Aswell, so that's 2 right there. Guest character, new character for Season 3. If character, what weapon would they introduce? It wouldn't be a new character. It's definitely going to be a guest, 100%. So I wouldn't even like entertain that idea, guys. They're not going to introduce a brand new character this late in the narration. I know they could just to bridge the gap between like 6 and 7, but that's highly not likely. Whatever chips that they're going to throw, they're going to save for Soul Calibur 7 so that people have interest in actually purchasing the game. If they have nothing to promote and no reason for you to actually purchase the game, then you're not going to buy the game. So any new characters or new weapons or stuff like that, you'll see them in the first promotional series before Soul Calibur 7 goes live. That's the first things they'll show off. Is Geralt a guest character? No, 100% Geralt is a guest character. He's a guest character, interacts within the story. But unlike when the licensing runs out for Geralt, like in Soul Calibur 7, you're going to see people mentioning him, but they're not going to mention him by name. They're probably going to talk about like The Witcher or like, the mysterious magician who came through the astral fissure and like met up with Mitsurugi and stuff like that. We're not going to see him mentioned by name. Technically, a new character they introduced was Ishka, and that will probably be playable in 7. No, Aaron, I don't believe she will be playable in 7 because according to her bio, it says that she is not a fighter. And we do know that, just like handlers with like assassins in certain like scenarios, Ishka Act is in charge of Gobak. So Wan Gobak is the sword, and she is the shepherd. And the duty of a shepherd is to guide the sword to find the soul shards and battle, so they can fill them with energy and defeat anything that stands against Nightmare. So basically, what would come from that is that obviously we saw them merge, so they have to be like kind of technically introduced that way. So I think that the way that they're going to introduce that. Viola and SCVI is through that kind of relationship too. I think one's going to be comportrate to the other, and they're going to actually like maybe turn over to the good side or something, and we can see some kind of vindication that way. But I don't think she's going to be playable. Just like I don't think Wan Gobak is going to get a character to design, and I don't think he's going to be playable either. He's just going to be used created character parts like they did with bonus characters in the past. I wish they had different forms of Soul Edge, like Soul Edge Growth and Complete. I miss that every character had a Soul Edge and a Soul Calibur too. I mean, it could come with time. Like I said, this is the beginning of this timeline. All we know is that like Soul Edge and Soul Blade took place, but we don't know how different it took place from the original timeline. And then we have this. Well, she turns into Nightmare, Cervantes, and Inferno, so maybe a fighter, but I don't know. No, she possesses fighters, or she adapts and I guess takes their essence. You got to remember who Ishka Act is, too. She's not like an actual character. She is the amalgamation of multiple souls that were built up within Soul Edge over the years. They came together and merged together and formed their own kind of will, and then was given birth by Soul Edge using like astral energy from the astral chaos. So even though she is technically a character, she's more of a plot device than anything. We're going to see like a kind of a Akatsuki situation going forward. And somebody may become the new Nightmare, because I think we are going to see the split between like Siegfried and Nightmare in the next game. But going from there, I'm not really sure. Will Rock fight like King or Craig Murdoch? I have no idea what they're going to do with his character yet. They can go Berserker with him, or are you a fan of Soul Calibur 3 and 5? David, Soul Calibur 3 is my absolute favorite Soul Calibur game of all time. It's my top tier favorite. And Soul Calibur 5, the only things I like about it are the endless battle and the character creation engine in that game were really good. Other than that, 5 is probably my least favorite in the series, but 3 is absolutely my favorite. I hope at least one of the 7 swords become playable. We're going to have 2 of them. We're going to have Viola and we're going to have SCVI. I know what you're saying, though. One of them, I think we might have a Toby situation. If you guys are familiar with Naruto, I think we're going to have like one of the characters be the secret, like the person who's putting together the plot for Algol or whatever. And I don't think that's Ishka Act, because we've already seen her like argue with him. 5 has good neutral. Yeah. 5 is good gameplay wise too. It's just like everything else about the game. The modes are out of it. The story is garbage. A lot of the characters aren't there. Many characters from 5 didn't return, like Talim and Sungmina, but they didn't come back. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. That's one of the biggest faults against that game that people say, is they tried to replace all the characters. I don't even think Safite was in there. I think it was just like the Elysium clone. Legendary Souls, test your skills. There was a lot of that was fun in that. I mean, I prefer the Ancients from Soul Calibur 6 and Libra of Souls. I think they're a little bit harder, and the gimmicks that they add to the stages provide a little bit more of a challenge. But yeah, I can definitely see what you're saying there. I miss Exhibition Theater too. Weapon Theater, Exhibition Mode, like all those like modes I would like to see come back. Definitely. No, Kokoro, I haven't. Legendary Souls gives you PTSD. Yeah, it was pretty tough. You hear Return of the Exile? Yeah, it's on. I got my playlist in the background, Matt. How would Elysium return differently in the future? Look at Inferno now. I don't know. Like, I mean, Sophitia seems to be playing less of a role in this timeline than she did in the last timeline, because she was arguably one of the main characters in the last timeline. It seems like in this game, she was just setting it up for Cassandra to take over for her, honestly. I think either in Soul Calibur 7, she's going to die, or she's just going to retire and like go away with her husband and not make Patroclus. Ivy was a lot better in 2 and 5. See, the problem is, like, I don't remember how good 2 was, because the only 2 that I have is the HD version on PS3, and that one is nowhere near as good as the originals. Even though it's HD and there's online, they took out a lot of modes and stuff like that, so I need to actually go back and buy the originals. Character profile, museum mode, I wish would come back. Definitely, Aaron, I think so. I think it will come back. I mean, we see the library is pretty expansive as it is, so I don't think we're going to have a problem with that kind of stuff. Without Elysium looking like Sophitia, she needs a different form. Yeah, I think she is going to have a different form if she comes back. I mean, all Elysium pretty much is like Soul Calibur. Like, it's the same thing. She's like pretty much the antithesis to Nightmare. So whether they take up the same like form or whether they look completely different in the future is anyone's guess. But I'm guessing they're going to go a different path. I don't think we're going to see any retreading of any of the Soul Caliburs post Soul Calibur 2. Even Soul Calibur 2 is going to be like massively different based on what's changed in this game alone. Like, the seeds that have been set up for change for the future iterations of the game are so immense, it's not even funny. Like, we're talking about Cassandra visiting herself, then her warning Sophitia, Sophitia saying that she can name her first kid, and her first kid not having the name Patroclus. That's just one thing. I mean, like, there's endless changes to the story that are going to branch going forward into a better, I think, narrative, in my opinion. Do you think they can introduce a third sword? I think that's what Aswell's ultimate seed is going to be, Matt. I think that he is going to make the ultimate seed, and from that is going to become the new sword. And I think we are going to see a third sword that's going to either absorb the other 2 swords or destroy them, or, I don't know, get absorbed by one of the swords or shepherds to make their power like greater than Algol and become the new bigger threat. Aaron says it really does seem different, and who knows what characters they'll add to. Yeah, they can always add new characters. I mean, they showed us that with Gro and Aswell in the beginning of this. They're 2 of the most different things right now that's happened. Sir Blaze Fire 1985 says, it would be nice to have a character that has a wizard staff in the future of the series. I can see that, but would you say the staff would be like summoning for spells or like summoning for like enemies to help attack with him, like summoning forth lizard men, let's say? I don't know. It would definitely be interesting if Elysium makes herself Changhua. I think the main reason that she took on Sophitia is because like she was the most perfect connection with Soul Calibur, just like Siegfried has the most perfect connection with Soul Edge. I don't think anything that we've seen so far about Changhua is that like she's going to have that kind of symbiosis with the sword. So it's either going to be a new character. Like, I think maybe like if Ishka Oct is to become playable, I think it's going to be an Elysium style thing. Like, I think she's going to absorb like a bunch of astral fissures, possibly by killing the conduit, and then we're going to see her using the ultimate seed brought forth by Aswell, defeat Algol, and then become this new Elysium character that is the next boss for the next game. I think that's what we're going to see in 7. It would be nice to introduce a Thai warrior. Sure, but I don't know what was going on in Thailand at the time to coexist within the story. Because a lot of people keep wanting characters from other nations, but this is pretty much like closed off to East Asia and other parts of Europe. But it's only because of like the astral fissures and stuff like that. Do you think Solemn, let's see, Seraphina Fool says, do you think that the Soul Embrace could be the third sword because Embrace is both Soul Edge and Soul Calibur coming together? I don't think it's going to be a fusion of the 2 swords. I think it's going to be a fake sword created from the ultimate seed that's made by Aswell. How to introduce an Indian warrior? I don't think they actually can, to be honest. The wizard staff, it can be spells or summoning imps to attack the enemies. Yeah, that's what I figured. But I mean, they couldn't do imps because they're not going to create new like character models in the game just for that. I think they would be like lizardmen or something like that, or create a character souls that are just like grayed out, kind of like Fugal Systemus characters. Yeah, I agree. We need more characters like Zasalamel. Yeah, Zasamel's awesome. I think he's going to take a more prominent role in the next game, but I don't think he's going to be an antagonist like he was in Soul Calibur 3. I miss the fact, David Green says, I miss the fact that in Soul Edge, the time of day would change during battle. They should bring it back. Yeah, Dave, you seem to be kind of new to my channel, so there's a big reason why a lot of the stuff's not in the game the way it is and why they're adding it slowly over time. The game is like zero budget, and if one of the Yoon-Fam can actually link you to a video of like the ups and downs or the road to Soul Calibur, so you can get caught up on like everything that why the game is the way it is. I did like a long in-depth video on that. MKSM says, finally Soul Blade can be canon. Soul Blade was always canon. I don't know what you mean by that. Hey, Fox Live, what's up? You like the vid, Aaron? Thanks. It took a lot of research to do that. Yeah, so Dave is asking, so can somebody in Yoon-Fam please link that video? It should be in the the mini documentary playlist. It is the road to Soul Calibur, I believe, the bumps and something along the way. It's been a while since I made that video, so I don't remember exact title, but I'm sure one of the Yoon-Fam members knows. I meant as the third sword being named Soul Blade. Possibly. I mean, it could be. I think they might just go with something simple like the Ultimate Seed, because I think it's going to be there just to be a catalyst for one of the characters to usurp Algol by absorbing the power combined with like the astral fissures. So I don't think that we're going to see it stick around that long. I think it's just going to be a plot point. But it could be a cliche. Oh wait, I also think they should have a male rogue ninja that carries the Kursorigama. Yeah, I've mentioned that in like the weapons I'd like to see come back and come into the series for the first time. And cliches are notwithstanding, it doesn't matter. Like in Soul Calibur, like we all know that like it's historically like ambiguous at best, and it's an anime fighter. So I mean, like we're not like really looking for accuracy at that point. Aaron says, I'm an older dude who doesn't know how to link. I apologize. Matt should be able to do it. Atherin. Yeah, either Atherin or Solar Flare. Can one of you guys link that video for and at David Green, please, so that he can watch it? Or just link the whole playlist and he can find it within the playlist. Making air-fried chicken wings for lunch. Nice. I wonder what role the Conduit will play. I think the Conduit's going to gain like ultimate power and have it taken from them. Soul Calibur, an anime fighter, heresy. I mean, it is an anime fighter. Like it has a manga. It like was going to be an anime. It's a Namco Bandai game, dude. I don't know what to tell you. Like if you watch anything about like, I have a video on that from before you subscribed called Is Soul Calibur an Anime Fighter? Go watch that video because or I said, is Soul Calibur 2 anime-esque or whatever? Go watch that video, and you'll feel the same way after you're done watching it. I trust me. Matt, Ken, I'm making food. Solar Flare, can you do that too, please? It's not an Arc System game. Arc System is not the only one that makes anime games. For Bandai Namco is like the biggest proponent of first of all, Bandai Namco owns the rights for distribution for ArcSys, so all their anime fighters are underneath the umbrella of Bandai Namco also. Same with like the Koei Tecmo games and all that stuff. They're all Namco Bandai. Kokoro says, who do you think will be the wielder of Soul Calibur in the next installment? I think they're putting a much bigger emphasis on Sung Mina. So I think it'll either be Sung Mina or it's going to be possibly Xianghua. Those would be my two guesses. Symphonio Peloton says a Kurosama would be a unique weapon. Yeah, I think that or a I want to see the bonus styles come back from 3, like the styles you can upgrade and gain access to new moves, like the assassin, the thief, all those. I think they were great. eSparta says, I love that video. Thank you very much, eSparta. David Green says, why did Raphael take on vampire abilities when he was wounded by Soul Edge? Well, he wasn't technically a vampire. He was just like a malefested, and I think it was like his own belief system, whereas nightmares is what like infused his new power. So that's what happened to him. The term anime fighter pertains to a style which the game plays, usually a 2D fighter, not just the character design. That's not necessarily true. The term's been around a lot longer than that. It's pretty much just anything that's an anime-esque game. If you're talking about, I think you're talking about like, because what about arena fighters then? Like, you have Naruto, or you have like, Xenoverse, or you have like all those are anime fighters too. It's not just like the 2D style, the quarter forward back square. That's the Street Fighter-esque stuff. I don't know if you're going to see, Benjamin, a patch for the hitbox, but Season 3 will definitely be here. Is Berserker really rock? It's speculated that he's rock. There's no 100% proof that he is or he isn't. A lot of people seem to think that he is. I usually stand by when they announce something or when they say something officially, then I go with it. I'm not big on speculation because it breeds misinformation. If you want to know what I think he is. Just like Huang was assassin, so we think. That's still not 100% sure either. I hope Season 3 adds a new mode if possible, like a boss rush mode. I think at this point they're focused on Soul Calibur 7, so I think Soul Calibur 3 is just going to be a couple characters, and then that's going to be it. There's some stages, and that's it. David Green says, do you play Tekken? Yes, I play Tekken. MKSM says, I don't think he is Berserker only because they set him up as a generic army character. Yeah, it's quite possible that way too. That's why I'm not definitively on either way. Aaron says, their term is arena fighter, and it's different from regular 2D fighter. Imagine the difference between BlazBlue and Street Fighter. That's the difference. But what's not the difference is that BlazBlue and Street Fighter are both anime games. And so is Naruto. And so, I mean, anime is just Japanese animation. So if you want, you have to come up with a better term then. If you're going to say anime fighter, that's anything that's a fighting game that has fighting mechanics that's based on anime or has an anime aesthetic. That's all it is. So if you want to go closer into that, then you'd have to come up with a whole new term. Because to say something like, fine, let's take something that's not an arena fighter, but is not like Tekken. Tekken is considered an anime fighter. Like all those characters are anime as hell. I think Cassandra would be the new wielder of Soul Calibur, but Mina and Hilda could possibly be candidates. Even Huang is possible. I don't think Huang is possible because of how he became the way he is now. And his relationship to the sword, because he was possessed by the evil sword in Soul Blade. So I don't think that they'll actually utilize him, because it's pretty much known that like when you merge with Soul Edge, he takes a part of your soul or something like that. So Aaron says it's an FGC term. Yeah, I know. They need better broad terms because people argue over it all the time because they're stupid terms. They don't have like any definitive like yes or no either way, which is why there's problems with the language used. Day Drive CG says, if I were to create Vice from Skies of Arcadia as a Soul Calibur 6, which would be the best character template to choose from? You should ask Matt. Ask Solar Flame 95 that. He would be the one to help you out with that. Or Atherin Dragoneel. I wouldn't mind doing the debate on the term. Yeah, sure. Do you think the MK11 is overhyped? I know that I haven't played it in a while. Like, I played it when Melina came out. I haven't played it again since. I've been focused on other stuff because I have a PS5. So I've been playing like I don't know. I've been playing Need for Speed Heat a lot again recently. Soul Calibur looks and plays so good on my Series X. Yeah, it looks great on my PS5 too. It plays great too. I just I play Soul Calibur a lot, but I mainly see the problem is like I do Soul Calibur videos, so I watch Soul Calibur stuff all week. So when I relax by myself, it's hard to sit down and play Soul Calibur unless I'm doing Libra Souls or something like that. Because even when I do my gameplay days with like members and stuff like that, which is going to happen after this stream as well, I'm not sure if it's 60 frames per second, Aaron. It is definitely 4K. I mean, well, it's not 4K. It's upscaled. So they didn't make a next-gen version of the game yet. So it's going to be stuck at 1080p until they do that. But it does upscale depending on your TV, depending on your bandwidth, depending on your HDMI, depending on whether you're using it Wi-Fi or whether you're connected through via Ethernet. Like all those things are a factor, especially your TV too. Because just if you have a 4K TV doesn't mean it's going to be 4K. Should Soul Calibur get a next-gen update like MK? I think it will get a next-gen update. Whether they include the DLC and make an Ultimate Edition, I still am not sure about yet. I think we're definitely going to see a next-gen version, but... No, I'm not familiar with that term, Dave Drive. Did you mean literally right after the stream or next stream you do? No, I'm gonna have we're gonna play something right after the stream. Like right now, like in like maybe 30 minutes, unless the stream goes on to 2 hours, but that depends on super chats and stuff. Like besides that, at so what time is it now? For me, it's 12:20. So we started at like 10 of. So in like 30 minutes. Sure, Matt. Your PS Plus expired? I think there's a deal on PS Plus right now, MKSM. If you go on their holiday sale, I think you could get 15 months of PS Plus for the same price as a year. Got to go, everyone. Have a good day. Thanks for stopping by, Dave. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see like some more expansive videos like the one that you got shown, hopefully, or go on my Discord and I'll just link the video. You don't have to subscribe. But the link to my Discord is in this description box and in the description box of all my videos. You could just join the Discord and then ask for that link. I'll find it for you and I'll send it to you so you can watch the videos without subscribing. Obviously, I would like if you subscribe, but it's not mandatory. Benjamin Pincock says, forget to say keep up with the amazing videos. Last question I wanted to ask you. Will Just Guard return? I hope Just Guard returns. That was like one of my favorite defensive mechanisms to use. The Green Monkey says 1 + 1 = 2. If you're speaking in universal cosmic mathematical terms, then yeah, but it doesn't always equal 2, especially in the midst of a black hole or other cosmo and phenomenon like that. Math breaks down at that point. Beyond the Planck time, math breaks down. There's multiple points where math isn't a universal constant anymore. I want Kazuya Mishima in Soul Calibur 6. Hell yes. Hey, Maki, what's up? Everyone say hi to Maki. Yeah, definitely Kazuya. I mean, Kazuya is my main in Tekken, so if I could get his style back for characters, I would love that. I want Sora from Kingdom Hearts to be the next guest character for Soul Calibur 6. Good luck with that. And hi, Rocky, by the way. There's nothing new going on with Kingdom Hearts after 3's DLC to promote any kind of cross-promotion, so they wouldn't really do that. Omni King Zeno says, how likely is Season 3? I'd say 94% likely. So glad I can tune in live. Yeah, that's why I try to do it early so a lot of you guys can get here because I know a lot of the time zones coalesce on the earlier times here. By the way, guys, don't forget to like the stream if you like the stream, please. Spinning Demon and Hook Fist Spam in Soul Calibur 6, please. Yeah, definitely. Do that spine-breaking kick, please, into that, like, super punch. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, Kazu would be excellent. Hey, Rocket Kid TV. Thanks for joining the stream. Atherin Dragonio says, I would like Reversal Edge to return, but nerfed a bit because it's really hard for me to get rid of it. I don't want it back. Like, I know some people like it. It just annoys me. I think it breaks up the combat. It goes into that forced cinematic, into that rock, paper, scissors mode. And it's just like, it's the reason why I like Dragon Ball Infinite World vastly better than Dragon Ball Budokai 3. Like, I have Budokai 3, and I never play it because of Dragon Rush. I hate Dragon Rush, and it's pretty much the same thing as Reversal Edge. That's why I prefer Dragon Ball Infinite World. They'll probably just do the Harada playstyle again. Well, they did Devil Jin, which played a bit different. And he is a safe guess because it's in-house, so they won't have to pay any money for him. I want Ocelot to return, but with a different style. Ocelot is mentioned, but I don't think she can actually come back unless they pay the mangaka who created her, because she's used in his actual series. So she wouldn't come back as a bonus character. She would have to come back as a guest. What would happen if Mitsurugi becomes the wielder of Soul Calibur? He'd probably destroy the world accidentally because he's a big dum-dum head. Reversal edge should be optional like ring outs, and that's just a thought. Yeah, I think you should have the option to be able to turn it off before a match. Definitely. Or have it in your room settings if you're setting up a room. Also, 2 times a Kunimitsu ancestor would be nice in Soul Calibur. I don't know if she's as popular as a lot of the other characters on the roster. And if you've noticed, Soul Calibur's characters that they use as guests in the past, they're always main protagonists of series. They're never side characters. They're never antagonists. So if they did choose somebody from like Tekken again, it would be one of the Mishima Zaibatsu. So it would probably be Kazuya, if anything. Or possibly Lars. They had Lars in Naruto Storm 2. So, I mean, they could bring him as a guest. It's still Bandai Namco. Yeah, I'd be down with Lars too. I love his gameplay style. He'd be a really good Russian character. Yeah, I think Lars would be actually the best choice, the better choice. I'm better as a player with Kazuya, just because I've played as Kazuya since like the first Tekken, but I would love Lars. Versal Edge was supposed to be made to keep casuals competitive. No, 100%, Aaron. It was literally said to be a bridge gap to help the gameplay open up to new users and be friendly to them and not get like dismayed by like veteran players. But it just became overused. The same with like the computer uses it constantly. It would be hilarious if Inferno was afraid of Mitsurugi. I love Mitsurugi. He's one of my mains, but I mean, it's just he's not the brightest tool in the shed. Or sharpest tool in the shed. How did I just mix 2 idioms up like that? Maybe I'm not the brightest tool in the shed either. They should add Soul Calibur 3 unique creative character styles like the Grieve Edge and stuff. I'd love that. Yeah, I was talking about that early in the stream. I think they definitely should. That'd be amazing. Zeke Bead says, "Good morning, Mark Yoon. What's good, man? Will there be another black character? I feel like we need more representation." I don't know. There could be. Like, I thought that like if they did add a new character, I always said that like a Zulu warrior princess would be like cool or something at that point. Oh, how he turned how turns have tables. Yeah, I couldn't even read that straight. Jeez. Mitsurugi just loves fighting. Yeah, he's the Goku of the series for sure. I don't think he's an anti-hero. An anti-hero is somebody that's a hero in spite of himself, like someone like the Punisher or like Venom or something like that. Mitsurugi is definitely a good guy, but like he just loves to fight. Aaron says Japanese developers usually don't care about that usually. Yeah. I don't necessarily think it's too important either. I can see why people think it is important, but to me, I don't care like what the character looks like as long as they play well and has a good character and is relevant to the story. Then like I'm all in. Like Zasalamel is one of my favorite characters, and Master Raven's probably my second favorite Tekken character of all time. But it's not because of like any arbitrary identifier like that. It's because they're awesome characters. I mean, Spawn's like my favorite like superhero of all time, but it's not because of that reason. It's just his story is amazing. Mitsurugi's a good guy with a bad attitude. Yeah, he's a big dum-dum head. That's the best way I can put it. I need a male sword and shield fighter. Well, we'll probably get that Norton with Aeon in Season 3. Spawn is also an anti-hero. Yeah, he's 100% an anti-hero. He started out all about revenge and just wanting to see Wanda and Cyan again, and that's it. Mitsurugi also has so many rivalries, though, like Setsuko Hamaru and I think Taki. Well, he is the main character, was the original main character of the series. In Soul Edge and Soul Blade, the main characters were, it wasn't Sophitia and Siegfried at that time. It was actually Mitsurugi and Hwang Sung-kyung were the main characters. Rocky says it would be cool if Edgemaster returned. Yeah, I did a video on that. I think Edgemaster could be cool to return. I just don't want to see him return with like that, like a clone style. I want to see him use different weapons in different moves. Anti-heroes are overrated. Oh, don't hate on my edgy boys. I love anti-heroes. They're some of my favorite heroes. Mitsurugi's IQ is about 5, but his battle IQ is 3,000. Yeah, he's definitely Goku. Spawn was in Soul Calibur 2 and in Mortal Kombat 11. Not at the same time, though. He was in Soul Calibur 2 because they had the current license for Soul Calibur 2 because they were cross-promoting with the game Spawn Armageddon, which was coming out on the PS2. Mortal Kombat 11, it's promotion for the movie, and they have the sole rights for distribution for that character right now, which is the same reason why you won't see Necrid come back in Soul Calibur. Yeah, Norton, I agree. Same thing goes with my Captain America and stuff like that. Funny how Mitsurugi is the Goku of the series, but the difference is when Mitsurugi picks fights, he will automatically win. I mean, he's lost a ton. Like he gains a build. He does the same thing that Goku does. He loses, he comes back, he learns. I'm an edgelord too. Look at me. Look at my name. Yeah, dude. So am I. Who cares? Like, my favorite character in Naruto is freaking Obito. So that should tell you everything about me that you. Well, Itachi first, and then Obito, and then Shisui. I love anti-heroes as well. Yeah, me too, dude. Soul Calibur Cross Samurai Showdown will be nice. Would it, though? I mean, they're pretty similar in character style. And I think we already have that with, like, how Maru being in Soul Calibur. I don't know if we'll ever get, like, a full-on crossover. It would be too much work to animate all of those characters into 3D. I don't know Day of Drive. Probably not, because they all are just, like, fighters. Zoro wouldn't even be able to find the battlefield. He would get lost. Mitsurugi sounds like a weaker Akuma from Street Fighter. Akuma is definitely, like, a villain. Like, I don't think, like, Mitsurugi's attitude is anything like his. If you're talking about in, like, play style and stuff, maybe, but not in actuality. It would be cool if Negan from AMC's The Walking Dead and Sweet Tooth from Twisted Metal were added to Mortal Kombat 11. Well, Negan is in Tekken, so he won't be in Mortal Kombat. Sweet Tooth wouldn't be in because there's no reason to cross-promote. There's nothing Twisted Metal coming out or anything relative about that at all, so it wouldn't behoove them to actually put them in. But if a character was going to be in there, it could be, but Mortal Kombat always goes by themes too. So Sweet Tooth would have to be in a kind of theme. Like, it would have to fit the thematic elements that they're actually going for the guests. So it would depend on, like, it wouldn't be Mortal Kombat 11, that's for damn sure. But, like, whatever the next iteration of the game is, possibly. But did you Edge Master? No, I mastered the Edge. Anti-heroes are the best, I agree. I like Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, and Kakashi. I hate Sakura with a passion of 1,000 suns. I hate Sakura. I like Sasuke. I liked him more when he was a kid. I like him as an adult, but he's too whiny. That's why I like his brother better. Like, Itachi is definitely a better written character. Naruto is the opposite. I hated Naruto when he was a kid, but I like him in Shippuden. I still have no idea why Negan isn't Tekken. I don't know, dude, but I messed some stuff up with Lucille. Like, he is way OP. Like, I mean, he's slow and he has a lack of combos, but oh my god, dude. Don't be angry, Mark, but I admit another with a 2D style for when everyone fights again. But I don't understand what that means, Alex. I mean, Negan would die in MK11 too, but I guess he would die in Tekken also. So either way, it's fine. I just think he's OP. Like, some of his moves do like 30 to 50% just from like a single move, and like not even in a combo string. Shippuden Sasuke annoys me. Yeah, he does. He just fights for the sake of fighting, and just like he's super selfish, and he's almost like the villain of the series. I don't like that Naruto keeps giving him so many chances either. Akuma and Geese fit well in Tekken 7. Yeah, I think they do. I love Akuma in that game because at least like he doesn't have his weird lion haircut like he has in Street Fighter 5. I actually like that Sasuke got together with Sakura. I just don't like Sakura as a character. I think she's very weak-minded. Yeah, that's another thing. Sweet Tooth wouldn't come because it is a PlayStation exclusive. They don't do exclusive characters anymore. Yujiro would be awesome, but Yujiro is basically Akuma. But you said Yujiro versus Akuma, who would win? It depends, because Yujiro is protected by plot power. Like, he just has whatever ability that he's supposed to have at that time, and with no explanation. Akuma actually has the same abilities he's had for whatever. So I'm sure that, like, Yujiro would see Akuma do, like, the demon teleportation thing, like, one time, and then he'd be able to do it, too. So Noctis from Final Fantasy 15 would have been better in Soul Calibur 6. I agree. Everyone was saying it at the same time. And Lady Maria won't be happy either because she's a PlayStation exclusive from Bloodborne. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Yeah, I think it's most likely going to be Cloud Strife. I would love if it'll be Zack, because there's actually, I think there's like a game coming out, a standalone DLC for 7 Remake that's just about Zack, and I would like him better because I like Zack more than Cloud. I agree. Noctis should have been in Soul Calibur, but isn't he fun in Tekken? Yeah, he's awesome in Tekken. I love using him. Sakura Haruno is shallow. Yes, she is, among other things. Yujiro is just plot. Like, he has plot armor. They gave you the Bloodborne hat, guys. Come on. I mean, it's not really a Bloodborne hat. There's a lot of popular, like, pirate style hats that are like that. They just, where do you think it came from in Bloodborne? They didn't create it. Yes, you have Symphono. Don't lie. Of course you have. All right, guys. In about 13 minutes, we're gonna end it. It's a Bloodborne hat. Bloodborne. It's not a Bloodborne hat. Bloodborne didn't create those hats. They've been around for centuries. Just because a guy is wearing it in Bloodborne doesn't mean it's a Bloodborne hat. That's like saying a kunai in Naruto is created by Naruto, and therefore it's a Naruto kunai. Like, kunai have existed forever. To say the truth, Naruto shippers are the worst. I've been there. I literally shipped him with Hinata since the beginning, so I got happy when they ended up together. Solar for 95 says, to be honest, most of the female characters in Naruto annoy me except for Tsunade, Konan, Kushina, and Tamari. Yeah, Tamari's cool. Konan's okay. Scorpion invented ninja. Yes, he did. They popularized the hat. I mean, except for when it was in style and when people were actually wearing it back in the day. You mean in modern times they popularized it? Yeah, you could say that. I agree with that notion. Noctis and Tekken. This is Soul Calibur in the modern day. So now let me go back to my time where the actual Soul Calibur. Yeah. I think Yoon Song will come back. Don't use the hyphen in his name, Rocky, please. Yeah, I think Hong will come back in Season 3. I think it's going to be the last character. I'm glad Kishimoto made the last. Yeah, I have it on Blu-ray. I love that movie. Both Hwang and Yoon Song were both cool characters. I argue Hwang is a little bit cooler than Hong, but yeah, they're both cool. I like Sasuke, Madara, Minato, Yugito, Shisui, and Obito. Yeah, I like all those characters. Dude, Minato was boss back in the day. If you played like Naruto Ultimate Ninja 3 on PS2, Solarfless said no, not Young Song. I mean, you can think it's going to be Algol. There's still a small possibility it's going to be Algol, but I'm still going with Yoon Song because I think there's more evidence to him. I think Hwang just proves it. Someone's been watching those videos, huh? Me too. Guys know them's fighting words. We're not going to fight. We only got 10 minutes left on the stream. Hwang is His ninja outfit in Soul Calibur 6 reminded me of Kage from Virtual Fighter, and Hwang also reminds me of Akira Yuki from Virtual Fighter. Somewhat, yeah. I'd say he's more of a. No, I can get down with that. That sounds right. The new mechanics they can add to Season 3. None. They're not going to add any new mechanics in this series. It's done. They'll add it in Soul Calibur 7. They don't have the budget to completely work around the entire like fighting system and meta just to add new mechanics for the last season of the game. I like Hong's playstyle, so I'm fine with him. Yeah, but I mean, a lot of Hong's moves were stolen or borrowed from Hwang, so. If Hong returns, then this is going to be my first time using him like Hwang. They're both fun. They'll add new moves for sure. 100,000% they'll add new moves. I'm talking about new mechanics. Because a lot of people are saying, like, what kind of new mechanics are they going to add? I don't think they're going to add any new mechanics. So with the hyphen, it's song without it's sung. No, the spelling doesn't matter. It's based on Korean Hangul, which is their alphabet. So as long as it's translated to the sound, because it's a phonetic language, it doesn't matter about the spelling. Song and song are the same exact thing. I have a video showing how to write their name. You got to go check that video out. But the hyphen just shouldn't be used, period. The hyphens were only added when Americans couldn't pronounce their names, so they fused their first and their middle name together because they don't have middle names. Their names come from two Chinese characters. So like I said before, like my Korean name is Jin Seo. So you wouldn't say JIN-SEO. It's just JIN-SEO or capital JIN space capital SEO. There's no hyphen. Hyphens are kind of it's kind of rude to put a Korean's name with a hyphen. Hong's name was in Soul Calibur 2. Hong's name was spelled Yoon Song. Yeah, they're all over the place with their spelling and translations of the names. That's what I'm saying. Don't listen to the actual game. Like, watch my videos on it because I go into why it's. I mean, I can read, write, and speak Korean, so like it's not like. Reverse Impact was a new mechanic, the ability to get unblockables and break attacks. Correct. I'm saying in Season 3. Season 3 only. That's what I'm saying. They did add plenty of mechanics for Season 2. Yes. Oh, no. Tekken doesn't matter. Don't compare Tekken and Soul Calibur. Tekken has an infinite budget. Soul Calibur has no budget. And the Tekken team is much, much, much larger than Soul Calibur's team. And this is the first time the Soul Calibur team has worked together. Because most of them left and went to the Tekken series, like Harada. Okubo is his first time producing, and Amasu Yama is his first time directing. Project Soul is like, Solar Flare said, why is it rude? Okay, so let me explain it to you this way, Matt. So I don't know what your middle name is. So let's say you were introduced to somebody for the first time in another country, and they couldn't pronounce your name. So they said, okay, I don't understand why you have, let's use Africa, because in Africa, a lot of people have just one name. They don't have a middle name, a last name, or a first name, just one name. So let's use that as an example. So let's say you go there and you say, my name is like Matthew Allen Wagner, right? And they say, well, that's a weird name. That name is weird to us. We're not going to use that name on any paperwork that you come into this country with. So we're going to give you all one name like everybody else. So we're going to have Matthew Allen Wagner, and that's going to be your name forever. And your families and your kids and your kids and your kids. Thanks, Death Soul. I appreciate the green boy, buddy. It's low-key racist, actually, Solar Flare. And they only do it with Japanese people only do it with Koreans. They used to do it with Chinese people too, but then they learned how to I don't know how they didn't know how to write their names because both Korean and Japanese come from Chinese. So no disrespect, but your Korean name means Mark Yoon, or is that an original name? No, first of all, Yoon is a Korean family name, so that is my legal name. Jin Seo was given to me by my parents when I married my wife. It is my Korean name. It means something totally different. It's not Mark. Mark in Korean is just Mark. It's just Maku. Mak. Solar Flare 95 says, I see, thanks. Yeah, buddy. I thought I mentioned that in the videos to good effect, but I see I still haven't got that point across yet. It's really, really rude. Like, you see, like, Chinese people, right? Like, if you go from Cantonese language or Mandarin, right? Or Fujianese even, or Cantonese, any of those languages. Their names are, they don't have a first and a middle name. They have one name that's made up of two separate Chinese characters, okay? So that is their regular name. There's no hyphen. Hyphen speculates that they're two different names. Death Soul says the history of Japan and Korea is complicated. One guy's, it's not complicated at all. Japan has invaded Korea on multiple occasions. They've taken sex slaves. They've denied it to this day. They're even still trying to steal Dokdo Island to this day. They even invaded China at one point and tried to take over China. They were very imperialistic before the Industrial Revolution and before America bombed them in World War II. And after that, that's when they started becoming more westernized and Americanized. And now that's the Japan you see today. But before them, they were one of the craziest imperialistic nations in Asia. Anybody that knows anything about like history will tell you that. Nothing against them now. I'm not saying any slight towards Japanese people. I love Japan. I love their culture. I love the people. But they definitely have mistreated Korea a lot. And it's not even just in the past. It's still going on today. My middle name is Jordan, in case you're wondering. All right, Matt. That's a cool middle name. That's what I'm saying. Most people don't know. Yeah, most people aren't aware of it. People like, see, this is the problem with this. And like, I'm not going to get too much into this because the stream's running long as it is. But when you get, their whole purpose was to take over the world through their culture after they lost during the war, right? So anime and manga and the westernization of those things and shipping them to the rest of the world instead of just keeping them in-house was all a way to make people fall in love with Japan and see Japan as a great nation. It had nothing to do with like sharing their culture, like a lot of them will tell you it is. It's literally to indoctrinate or to brainwash people into thinking their way. And I love manga. I love anime. I'm a comic book artist myself. Like, I'm not saying that that's like bad, but you see a similar technique right now with K-pop, with South Korea. They want to be recognized after the Korean War, and they want to like, you know, share their culture, and they want to make everyone like realize what they are. Like, Korean people will get super excited if you speak Korean to them because they're a small country still, even as popular as they are. You totally understand the backstory of the Far East. Yeah, there's a lot to it. China and Japan has a history of invading each other. Well, it's because China did actually start with Japan because, like, I don't know if you know anything about anthropology or like the evolution of the human race, but everyone that's in Japan came from China. So after like years and years and years, they developed their own culture, they developed their own language, all that stuff. But Chinese people thought that Japan was an kind of an offshoot of China, just like they do with like Hong Kong and Taiwan and Taipei and stuff like that. But they went over to try and stake claim of it. Like, you were originally Chinese, this is therefore China. And Japan fought back, and then Japan went and actually tried to invade then also. But then Korea is like a peninsula that's right in the middle, like Eric Kai is saying, it's right in the middle between like Japan and like it's right by Russia. It's like it's like stuck right there, right? So it's right by China too. That's why North Korea is actually connected to China. So for a weaponized like war tactic, everyone wants to take Korea because it's right in the middle. So you can attack everyone from every direction if you actually hold fast Korea. So I'm actually very proud that Korea is still standing as it is now after the Korean War. They did a really good job rebuilding and rebranding themselves. I would like to go to Seoul. I hope I said the city name right, but it really want to live in London. You did spell right. It's pronounced Seoul. Not Seoul, it's Seoul. Yeah, London would be cool to go to. Me too, dude. I love manga. My favorite K-pop band is Girls' Generation. Girls' Generation is their Americanized name. Their real name is So Nyoshide. So it's SNSD. It's So Nyoshide. And like, yeah, I love SNSD. This has been History with Mark Yoon. Yeah, you guys know when you get me on these topics, I don't stop. So I've been looking at some of those videos about China, Korea, and Japan recently. Yeah, it's crazy, dude. Like, most Westerners and people around like other parts of the world, unless you study it, like, know nothing about it. They don't teach us any of this stuff in American schools. Mark Yoon for my new history teacher. Thanks, Omni King Zeno. I actually am a school teacher by trade, so. Well, I was before COVID. Now I'm just focusing on my YouTube and my comic career. All right, guys. Are we gonna make a Green Boy wall so that we can keep the stream going, or are we going to end it here at an hour? It's up to you, because I'm going to go play some games with a couple of you, like right now, but it's been an hour, so either we get you guys say the name. You do the breakthrough wall. I'm not gonna name that. So whoever wants to put up anything to keep the stream going, just show me in the comment section. If not, we will end it in 5 minutes. Death said, I already did. You didn't specify what that was for, Death, or the time allotment that you were purchasing. By the way, Aaron, are you playing today afterwards? Symphonio Peloton says, I was in AP history, so I learned some of it. Yeah, but I mean, in American schools, you don't learn any of that stuff, like, unless you're in AP. Like, even honors classes don't teach you that stuff. They usually stick with, like, American history. They don't usually tap into world history until you're in college or uni. What if Pangea never broke apart? It's an impossibility because of the tectonic plates. The Earth shaped the way it is now. Okay, well, you have fun there. On Saturday? Okay. I know there's some services usually on Saturday. So yeah, Pangea is destined to break apart. Just like the Earth's formation as it is now is not going to stay the same either. It's going to break up over time. I was about to say, if you're in the American school system, they don't teach you about world history unless you're in college. Yeah, they don't. The Three Kingdoms era. Dry Atherin says, I'm broke, but I can buy you an apple. No other reason besides, like, I think we've already talked about a lot of stuff, and I don't think people are going to watch, like, the 3-hour videos that we usually put up for our live streams. I think an hour is good, and because, like, I usually play with you guys afterwards. What was the Ming Dynasty like? There's too much information to get into like that in this video. We're gonna close it soon. Well, I think this is a good spot to stop it at. So I want to thank you guys for joining, and thank you for contributing, and thank you for tipping and all that stuff and asking the questions. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate all of you guys. If you're not subscribed to the channel, feel free to subscribe. I'm sure that everyone in here will tell you that the Yoon-Fam is actually a really close-knit group, and the Discord link is in the description box down below, as well as links to everything, like the music and all that stuff. So we're going to say it all together, guys. You know what the deal is. I love it. Thank you. Sound off in the comments. How do we end this, boys? Yeah, there we go, MKSM. Yeah, thank you and thick you. Thick you. Thick you. All right, guys. If you're new here, try to subscribe to the channel. I'd appreciate it. If not, give this stream a like, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace.